everyone. How is everyone today on this beautiful Thursday? It's August 25th. I'm Mary Amy, and this is Living in the Light. Living in the Light. All of a sudden I'm pausing. Living in the Light. And I am here coming from New York live. I hope you like and subscribe to this video and subscribe to my channel. I'm here, and that's how people will find us. And we're all joining together and we're forming this beautiful circle of light. So if anyone who's joining me, please, write in the chat, tell me what you're thinking. So today we're going to cover topics like, what are your needs? Speak up, evolve now before it's too late. Of course, I'll be doing a visualization, and I'm all just about cracking open that beautiful glowing light in your heart that you were born with. It's there. We just have to uncover it, because through life circumstances and situations and stresses, it was covered. So it's not that easy to connect to. When you've gone through some painful times in your existence, in your life, it's hard to find the beautiful glowing light that's in our heart. And we get really stuck in our ways and we get blocked up and we just don't know where it is. And it will take some kind of shaking up. And I'm always about finding our destiny. That's what we're doing. So it's all really connected. We have the beautiful glowing light in our heart, and it has all the answers. Our heart, our spirit contain all of the answers. We don't have to go outside of ourselves. Like I said, we can only control this. We can't control what's going on out here. And so we are on our way together to find our destiny, this beautiful adventure on the new earth, Gaia, heaven on earth. So how's everyone today? So, for me, I've been, like I've shared with you, I have these visions, and I'm going to share with you what my latest was, what I saw in the angelic realm, I guess you could say, the spiritual realm, in my third eye, because it's activated. Have you activated your third eye? Has it been activated? Are you awakened? Are you awakened from the slumber, from amnesia? And what is that? We know what that is. That means that you have been living in the simulated matrix, the programming of all the systems. There is another reality. And it's funny, today I went to the gym. I go pretty much every weekday morning. And I was talking out loud. I'm doing all these different, we're pulling the rope, we're lifting the weights, we're doing the TRX. And I said, okay, well, I'm talking about the other reality. I said, oh, you are awakened out of the matrix. And this woman said, what? And I said, the simulation, the matrix, all the systems. And she's like, well, what does that mean? And I said, that there's another reality out there. There's heaven on earth. It's all perception and perspective. And as we collectively come together and we are sharing, having the same perspective, which is there's another reality beyond the matrix. And like I said, it's moving out, it's crumbling, it's collapsing, the matrix. And that is the linear, the 3D world, which is basically doesn't consist of free will. It's about conforming. It's about behaving within the constraints of other people's opinions, not necessarily yours. It's about following the pack. That's what the matrix is. It's about, here's the rules, here's the regs. We're going to give you a bunch of information that you're going to memorize, and then you're going to spit it back out at us. But don't think beyond that. It's very confined. It's like you're living in a box, and it kind of is a box. It's a 3D box. So we're moving that matrix out of the way, and we're bringing in heaven on earth. And how are we doing that? Because the more that minds think alike, that's the reality that will be created. Now, in the spiritual realm, I always say around here, the spiritual realm, which exists here, if you are able to connect to your third eye and you have activated so you can see in your mind's eye. And how do you do that? You do that by becoming awakened, by having spiritual connection, a mystical experience. Maybe you call out to angels. Maybe you spend time in nature. You look at that sunrise that I speak of, light on the horizon, which is like, this is the window that I'm looking through, and I see this beautiful sunrise because good things are coming. That's what light on the horizon means. Beyond your sight, a difficult situation will improve. Now, we are all experiencing that, and that's why we're moving in a new reality. Is it up to us right now? It's already happened. I'm just telling you right now, it's not in the works anymore. It's manifesting physically, and you will see it. More collapsing, more things falling apart, power, the dominance, the mind control, the programming, that's all falling apart. And so we are creating a new reality. And so my vision today, my vision shared with me, I always look in my third eye. So that's how I do read people as an intuitive. So what do I see? I see the space around me. I see the space that's here, but you don't see it because it's in the spiritual realm. Maybe you do see it. Maybe it's personal. It's personal, but it's universal at the same time. And so usually I see these angels. And I told you that it began when I saw these angels dancing in a circle. And this was months ago I had these visions. And I think at first I was looking for validation with these visions. I was looking to feel safe because I didn't feel safe. And so I started by seeing these angels because I've been always connected to angels because of my near-death experience. And just because I was drawn to them, I painted angels. I felt very strong presence of angels around me. And I loved spending time in the quietness of a church, any church, because I felt the celestial beings, I felt the divine energies. So anyway, my visions have been these angels dancing in a circle. Like, this is the reason why I had saved this picture, this painting, was because this is what this reminded me of. So they were always dancing, holding hands in this circle. If you join me, please like and subscribe. Join us because we are on an adventure to our destiny. Please like and subscribe to the video. And so my visions were always with these angels dancing in circles for a bit of time. And then they broke free of the circle and they invited me into the circle. They gestured. I never heard any sounds. It was more visual. It was all visual. And I guess that's like clairvoyant, right? And I would see these angels and they would gesture to me to do something. And then as time went on, which I've shared, it spread out. The room, the space spread out that I saw, and they were in distance, and they were they were separate, but you could feel their energy together. Now, I guess part of me, like when you discover that you have these abilities, and you do, everyone does, you discover this, you start to say, well, did I just make that up, or is that real? And you do a lot of that. You're trying to figure out what exactly this is, and there's really not a way to do that. There's no confirmation unless you're doing a reading and then you're talking about someone and then they're validating what you're saying. But when you have a vision, there's really no confirmation. You have to trust and accept and be open to it. And the more that you're open to these abilities, these clairsenses, the more it will happen. It will come faster. So that's why I begin by saying loving yourself. And from that, everything else will basically roll out in front of you like a grand red carpet in front of you. Hi, whoever's joining me, please like and subscribe. It's Mary Amy coming from New York, and I'm just talking about my vision, and I'm going to get into what are your needs, and of course, speak up and evolve. So this vision was that these angels were, in the same existence, but separated. And then it went on from there. I most recently, I shared with you, saw these visions of these angels, and I heard the flapping of the wings, and it was an enormous sound moving cliff to cliff. And then I saw heaven, or what looked like heaven, because I couldn't see the end of it, but it was just this space straight up that was, the energy was very quiet, serene, pure, and just lovely. And then I saw evil moving away. And so I said, oh my gosh, what is this? This means that evil has left the earth. Is this a premonition? I'm trying to decipher. And I just said, oh, just be patient and more answers will come. And sure enough, more answers did come. And yesterday, the angels actually just took me straight up, which was to heaven. So today I went and had a vision again, and I tuned in, and I was a little fearful, and I'm going to go cover what, all about fear today, because we're going to talk about speaking up. And I definitely carried around a lot of fear within me for a long time, because if you have some tragic events happen, it kind of puts you in a place of, oh my gosh, is that going to happen again? Oh my gosh, am I safe? Oh my gosh. And so I carried around a lot of fear. And I want to tell you, and I want to share with you, the best thing to do with fear is to embrace it. If you're awake, if you're in your sleeping dreams, if you're right here in this moment, if you have any fear, let's embrace it. The best thing to do with fear, because fear will not, it's blocking you from really your destiny and all the beautiful things that you encompass. And so maybe it'll take you away from doing something that would bring joy and fun and fulfillment. And maybe it will take away an opportunity. So fear is really a downer. So I had this fear. I literally had a little fear this morning and said, do I want to see what's in the realm? Do I want to see what's going on? Oh my gosh, what is it going to be? And I think yesterday was a precursor, because yesterday all of a sudden I felt like I'm making changes. I can see changes coming. So I think that was part of it, because when you're making changes, is everything going to be okay, is what you're thinking, because you're altering your energetic pattern when you make a change. But that's kind of what I do. But if everything's going along swimmingly, why are we going to make a change? Well, to evolve. That's another topic we're going to have today. So I looked I closed my eyes, and then sometimes I close my eyes and sometimes I keep them open when I look in my third eye. And what did I see? I saw absolutely nothing. But I felt a lot. What I saw complete stillness. I saw like basically a very subdued, I guess, white energy. It was more like energy moving, and it would just felt very calm, very tranquil, and it made me feel very safe. And so I guess, hi, whoever's joining me, please like and subscribe, like the video, and if you do like it, and then subscribe to the channel. So we're talking about, I was just sharing my vision, and then we're going to go on to what are your needs. And so I said, oh my gosh, this is the next step. So that means that what's going on here, I'm usually have premonitions, is that what is happening is we're literally clearing away all of the darkness, and the earth has awakened. The earth, collectively, we have awakened now. People are questioning everything that's going on. They say, you know what? I don't think I want to live this life like this. This isn't very fair. And I realize that the more that comes out that isn't fair, right? Because we're all equal. You're just as worthy as I am, and so is everyone out there. So if we're not all living in the same fair lifestyle, we don't want it anymore. And so a lot of the programming and a lot of the systems aren't really fair. And I know that there's those out there that are in denial. And why are they in denial? Because They don't want to believe. They don't want to believe that there really is evil out there. And I understand that. And so we have to have patience for them, and we have to send love and compassion, because everyone will be awakened. And those that want to move to New Earth Gaia, heaven on earth, this reality that's taking place, that's coming into play, will have to be awakened, which means we're going to have to go through some tough times personally, because we're going to have to deal with a lot of stuff that happened to us. You know, it's basically like when you clean a house or you clean anything and it's dirty. You got to wipe it all down, right? You have to clean it all off. And that's what we're going to have to do with ourselves. We're going to have to clean off ourselves. And are we going to have to say, that didn't happen to me, or that wasn't painful? No. We are going to actually say that did happen to us and that was painful, because that's how we're going to come out the other side. So as we awaken, we're going to have these symptoms. We're going to feel not like ourselves. More of our personality is going to come forward. Like we spoke about yesterday, these light codes are cracking open. The 98% of junk DNA is really not junk DNA. It's really us, who we really are, the beautiful beings that we are. We're superpowers. So if this is tough times for you right now, and maybe you're being forced to do something or you don't feel comfortable, we always say we have an invisible line surrounding us that no one can enter into unless we give permission. We have free will. We can say no. And you can say no. And if you don't feel comfortable, you have to trust your heart and your own decision making. Have discernment. Are you going to go left or are you going to go right? Okay, so what are your needs? What are your needs? Well, I'm talking about surviving those needs. We need air to breathe. We need water. We need food. We need a shelter. Probably we need to have health and to feel healthy. And we're going to need sleep. We definitely need sleep. And what else do we need to survive? We need affection. We need love. We need a connection. And that's very, very important. And like I say, find your people, like minds. Find your like-minded people. If it's here, and it might not come through with people out in your reality yet, but the more you find yourself, the more you're going to attract people that have the same like minds, other beings of light. So don't worry, they're out there and you can connect to them and you can find them. Maybe you find them on social media. Maybe you find them in your community. Maybe you reconnect with someone that you didn't feel that they resonated with you and now they do. It might not be your average normal family friends that you've had. They might not even understand you yet. But just stay on your path because it's worth it. And anyone who's joining me, please like and subscribe. Write in the chat and tell me where you're coming from. I'm in New York. So what do we need to survive? What are your needs? Well, you have your needs to survive, and then you have your wants, your wishes, your dreams, and those are just as important to survive. You have to have those, because why? Because otherwise everything seems dull and boring, and you don't feel fulfilled. You don't feel excited. You know, you need something that's going to excite you. We can go on and we can maintain discipline and consistency, and we can do a great job, but we have to have something to look forward to. So let's, in this moment, realize exactly what we want for our needs. And that's going to be personal. That's going to be entirely personal, what you take that you need in your reality, in your existence. It's like, what will improve your quality of life? What will make it significantly better to give you self-fulfillment? And you're going to turn into and change and alter who you are, the best version of you. So we must be aware of what our needs are. And I've spoken about this As the old systems and the old reality move out and this new reality comes in, this physical reality, and we have this reality within ourselves, that's separate. Know that's separate. Know how you feel, what's going on in your mind, what's going on in your spirit is going to be entirely different from everyone else. Your perception of this reality is probably going to be different than everyone else's. However, we can come together and we can form this circle of light to bring in this new reality, this new physical reality. So the physical reality needs a plan. And I think that's where my vision came into play. I've shared with you, when you go into stillness and you listen beyond the walls of the room, you're tuning in. I've also shared, when you close your eyes, if you could take away the physical in front of you, everything that's in front of you physically, and your physical vessel, your physical body, what would you want your reality to be? And I think that's what happened to me today. I think that I saw that we're going to have a chance to create a new reality. And this reality is heaven on earth. It's beautiful, it's lovely, and it's full of peace. And that's what I'm really trying and hoping that these suggestions take you to a place of peace. Now, did you tune into your heart today? And did you write down your dreams? I had some dreams today and I wrote them down. I can't even remember what they are because usually I write them down and then I forget. Have you written them down in a dream journal? Because they will give you messages and signs for your destiny and where you're supposed to be going. So when we tune into our heart today, what do we need? If we want to say, what are my needs today? And maybe that's something that you should be doing every day, tuning into your heart and asking what your needs are. And maybe your needs are today, you need comfort. Maybe you need, certain foods to feel better. Maybe you're going through a tough time. Maybe you need to booster your own energy and validate yourself and say, you know what, good job, good job. If there's nobody out there telling you good job, you tell yourself. Maybe you need to check your emotions and see how you're feeling. Was there something, with everything that's going on, we're going to feel some loss, and I think that's why I had fear about tuning into my vision this morning, because I felt there was a loss. And, it is going to feel like a loss, even though we know that the future ahead of us is beautiful and bright and it's an adventure. Leaving these systems, this matrix systems, is kind of scary because we don't know what's coming forward. And it does feel like a loss, like it almost feels like it's an old life. However, it's going to be beautiful and great, and all your dreams are going to come true. And you won't feel enslaved, and you will feel like your voice counts. So as this happens, we're going to have to speak up more. And we're going to have to use our voice. And our voice is our sound, our speech, our opinion, and expression of thoughts that we express openly. Now, I know sometimes right now, because we're in kind of a transitional phase right now, the old world is leaving and the new world is coming into play. And I know you must sense that because things are getting all discombobulated. What we were told isn't true, and what we know to be true hasn't been said yet. So we're in transition. And I know that sometimes it's a little scary and we have fear about speaking up. So maybe you don't feel safe. We speak about feeling safe. I am safe. And I suggest you feel safe. However, there's going to be times that it's going to be imperative that you speak up. And you're going to let everyone know what's on your mind. And you know why that is because that's how you form leadership. Leaders come into play. Whoever's joining me, please like the video and subscribe, and please share in the chat where you're coming from. So expressing your opinion is going to create an opportunity for those out there to come in and also share their opinion. And it might feel lonely at first. You might say, oh, well, well, I really don't want to share my opinion because what if everyone doesn't agree with me? So you're looking to conform, really, is what you're saying. Maybe that's where you feel comfortable. Maybe you share your opinion, you write it down to yourself, you journal. Maybe there's someone close to you that you can share your opinion and you have like minds. I shared with you the other day that I met up with my college girlfriends, and it was really a lovely experience because we still have so much in common, and it felt like my sisters, felt like sisterhood. So I hope you can find those that you can speak up with and share. And maybe it's not in a group, and I'm not talking about creating a debate. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if there's a moment that it's important that you share your opinion. And I do that sometimes because I feel that it's beneficial and helpful and healing to those. So let's be brave. I am brave. I am courageous. I am strong. This is your personal power. So when you express and speak up your thoughts, you are acknowledging your truest self. You are accepting yourself because it's your voice. You know, our throat chakra can be blocked if we don't speak up. And that can be, maybe it's at your career, your job. It might be in a relationship. It might be it just might be yourself that you are denying who you are. Don't deny who you are. You're a beautiful, beautiful being of light, a multidimensional being of light. You are a sacred being. Know that. So sometimes we have this fear about speaking up, and and you know, I sense that it actually is one of our needs. It's a need. It's a human need. And you must voice your opinion, your ideas for yourself. And if that means that you do it by writing it down or you do it with a close friend, it's not necessarily in a public domain. And do you know the biggest fear that people have is public speaking? And that is because we have not been raised that it's okay to voice our opinions. We're always looking for validation from others. It doesn't matter what that person says or those group of people say. You know in your heart what is to be true. So trust your own mind, body, and spirit, and your decision making and opinions. So signs of fear you might have about something would be it's causing you distress physically. Maybe it's bothering you in a way that you get a headache, or you are preventing yourself from doing something because you talked yourself out of it. You know, they say there's something that's called a procrastinator. And I truly believe that a procrastinator is someone who lives in a lot of fear because they're scared of what the alternative is. But let's know that that's being brave and courageous. And we must succeed at our 5 humongous goals. We must check them off. And what are your 5 humongous goals? Let me remind you. And let's not have fear because they're all possible. The more we move into our own love, unconditional love in ourselves, the more we can accomplish those 5 humongous goals, because we don't have any doubt, because these goals didn't come out of nowhere. They came out of you. So you know what you're capable of. Now, when you were born, incarnated on this new earth Gaia, into this 3D matrix, all of your thoughts and emotions were compressed into systems. And so we didn't really have that alternative to do whatever we wanted. And we were told we had to do this or this or this or this. And we had to go to school, and we didn't really develop ourselves personally. And I'm here to tell you, we're going to develop our intuitive abilities personally. And let me just touch on that right now. Telepathy. So telepathy is the communications of thoughts and ideas through unknown senses. So it's basically like, you know how they put phones together and you have that little um, um, logo or that imprint, that little thing, and you can pay, or you can. That's what our minds are going to be. Our minds are going to speak to each other that way, and it's possible. It just takes practice, you know. And I've spoken about the clairaudience, which is if you are you hearing in other realms, and you go into a quiet space and you turn off all the electronics and you listen beyond the walls of the room, bring a piece of paper, and what are you hearing? So the more that we work on these, and every day I'm going to bring this up, Monday through Friday, I'm here 11 a.m. I'm going to bring this up to remind you. And sometimes it's going to seem as though I'm traveling back over certain topics, and that's just to remind you. I need to remind myself too of things. I mean, I forget. So fear, when we have fear, we are actually aging ourselves faster. We're just bringing on passing. So let's not have fear. Let's, in this moment, place. We did this yesterday. Let's place whatever it is, because it's now. The moment is now. It's not tomorrow. We're not talking about last week. We're not talking about 5 years down the road, your check-off plan of all the things you're going to do. That's wonderful. But right now, in this moment, what is it you want? The 5 years, put it right here in this moment right now, because imagine, why do we have to go through time? Time is linear. There really is no time. There's no past, there's no future. It's right now. So right now I'm doing what I want to do. Fulfilling to me is speaking about these topics for healing and helping. What is it for you that's fulfilling right now? What can you do right now? Say it out loud, whatever it is. Right now, what will bring you a quantum leap, because it's in you already. And I know sometimes they say, oh, well, you need to be trained. I have to tell you, they plopped me into reading people, and I wasn't even equipped to do that. But it was like I learned as I went on the job training. And I guess they knew I could do it. One of my girlfriends from college said to me yesterday, they were talking about what I do, and they were like asking me all these questions. Can you do a read for me? Can you do a read? And I was there to have fun with my friends. And I did one read, and then they all wanted it. We'll give you money. I'm like, you're my friends. I don't want money. That's not it. I just wanted to hang out with you. And the one friend said to me, we knew in college there was something about you. And I said, what? And I thought I was all blocked up and closed up, and I was doing the art. But what I'm trying to tell you is, it was obvious then who I was. So whoever you are is obvious now. You just have to accept your gifts, accept who you are. We all have that intuitive knowing within us. We just have to open it up. And that's why I say, crack open that beautiful glowing light in your heart, because it all comes from the heart. So as this all happens, and we realize that we can overcome our fears, and I just said, speaking up is apparently the biggest fear in Americans. Who knew? The biggest fear. It's not heights or bugs or snakes or whatever. It's public speaking. So speaking up is not a natural thing for us, because we weren't taught to speak up. In class, what did you have to do? You had to raise your hand. You had to raise your hand. You always had to ask permission. Now, it's okay for people to have to ask permission to come into your space, but sometimes we don't have to ask permission. We just speak up. Okay? And if that's your fear, embrace it. And maybe take baby steps. Like I said, maybe start with writing it down. Because if this resonates with you, maybe it's something you have to work on. Work on expressing your ideas and your thoughts, because you have a lot to say. I know you do. Just like I do. You are the 144,000 starseeds light workers. You're here. You're here in front of everyone else, because you're before everyone else awakens. And they will awaken. It's coming soon, that solar flash. So This fear that you have, you might feel threatened. It might make you feel uncomfortable. So start by writing it down. Start by speaking to someone when you find that person or those people that you feel comfortable with. If someone really, really, really is your friend, then whatever you say will be okay. That's unconditional love. There's no time frame on love. If someone loves someone, they love them forever. That's unconditional. No matter what, you're giving your heart to someone. That's love. So fear can bring symptoms. They can cause stomach problems. You can end up feeling really uncomfortable. So let's embrace our fear, whatever it is. And maybe it is speaking up. Maybe it's something else. Let's evolve. Let's embrace our fear. We've been programmed to have certain fears in this matrix. We've been taught, fear this, fear that. Oh my gosh, that's going to happen. Forget about that. Turn off the news, turn off the media. Try to stay away from scary stuff, scary thinking. Because what is that going to do? Whether you realize it or not, it makes your rapid heartbeat. Maybe it'll give you higher blood pressure, higher heart problems, whatever it is. If it bothers your system, don't do it. Let's protect our systems. So let's evolve right now before it's too late. And that's why I say, put in this moment, we're in this moment together. I'm sitting here. This is my teacup. I'm thinking right here. That's how you get in this moment. Here I am. Touch yourself. I'm here. Don't go over there. Don't go back there. Be right here in this moment. And so that's how you will progress. That's how you will change. You will shift your energy patterns. You will quantum leap by being in this moment. You will break through any blockages, triggers, issues, and that's how you will evolve, by accepting yourself. If you don't accept yourself, how do you think anyone else is going to accept you? And I mean, really, truly accept yourself. What is going on out here, we can't change. We can only change this. So our thoughts, words, and actions must have alignment for us to create abundance, prosperity, serenity, and to manifest whatever we want. And we speak of the three steps to manifesting. And I know you know them, because if you've watched me, you know exactly what I'm going to say, but we can do it again right now. So the first step is to write it down on a piece of paper. It's very cathartic to have it come through your hand, just like journaling is. So write it down on a piece of paper. Don't tell anyone. That's the biggest thing. Don't tell anyone. Because until you have something concrete physically, somebody can knock it down. They can knock down whatever you say. And you think, oh, it won't matter if I just tell this one person. It does. I promise you it does. And then it will take you longer to do it. So don't share it with anyone. So you write it down on a piece of paper. Put it in your sock drawer. And then you're going to close your eyes and you're going to imagine whatever it is. You're going to visualize in your mind. This is how we're working on our third eye by doing this. In our mind, and we're going to see whatever it is. And I always use my example of the yellow car, the shiny yellow car. So I see my shiny yellow car. Now, maybe you see a relationship. Maybe you see something that you want to do. You want an opportunity to come forward. Maybe you would like something material. Maybe a house. I mean, we always want a beautiful house, don't we? Maybe it's a vacation. So you want to visualize whatever it is. And like I always say, you do that with all your senses. What does it smell like? What does it look like? What does it sound like? What does it feel like? Now, if it's a person in a relationship, you don't visualize the exact person. You don't look to, I want to be in a relationship with John Doe or whoever it is, Jane Doe. You can't manifest that person. That's like controlling their free will. You have to manifest the idea of a relationship, a beautiful relationship. So you're going to visualize yourself with someone who is hugging you or holding your hand or it's all physical. It's more like you're seeing what you would be doing with that person, but no face. Because we don't know who's right for us, it's destined, right? We'll find them when we're supposed to. It will be a big surprise. But we will know when that person, when you find, I speak of our twin flames, and our twin flame is that being, that person, that being of light that is like the one that fits with you. And we all have one. They say most of us have a twin flame. And when we awaken and we ascend to a higher consciousness, we are kind of searching for our home, our star family, and we are searching for our twin flame. And I know that, it's out there, and you can feel as though it's never going to happen for you. But as you evolve and you become the truest version of you, the twin flame will come forward, and the twin flame will help project you into the best version of you. And sometimes it's tough times, but you're going to feel like you're home. So back to manifesting. 1 is writing it down on a piece of paper, putting in your sock drawer. 2 is to visualize it. And when you visualize it, as I say, it must bring you joy. Why is that? Because if it doesn't bring you joy, how do you expect to manifest it? You're basically knocking it off its track. If you get a stomach ache or you say, oh, I want that, but I don't know why it's not working, it's because you don't feel joy. Why don't you feel joy when you think of this thing that you want so much? It's because someone has either told you you can't have it, you don't think you're worthy, you don't think it's possible. You have this mindset, I can't do that, I can't do that. Yes, you can. You can have whatever you want. Anything is possible. So you must go to why that is not working for you. If it doesn't bring you joy, figure it out. Go to the moment, go to that emotion, that thought, and figure out. Do a little detective work on yourself. It's not that mysterious. It's just about, seeing whatever it is. And maybe it gives you a stomach ache. Maybe it's something that really bothers you. But I'm telling you, when you get through it, you come out the other side, it's well worth the work. The personal growth and personal work that you go through is going to enable you to manifest whatever it is you want. So number 3 is, we're going to talk about it like we already have it. So I'm going to talk about my yellow car, my shiny yellow car. It's a sports car. And it only is a 2-seater with a little bit of room in the back just to put maybe a bag, some groceries. It'll have a tiny trunk. And maybe I'll take a weekend getaway and it'll just be me driving by myself. Or I don't know, maybe I'll go with a friend or a loved one, someone next to me. But I'm getting that shiny yellow car. So that shiny yellow car, whatever you want to manifest, you must speak about it as if you already have it. So it's in my driveway. It's waiting for me to drive it. It's bright yellow, lemon yellow. I don't know why it is, but it is, and that's the car. And it is probably a stick shift because I love stick shift. And it has black interior. I already described. It's only got a little bit of a seat in the back, just for some groceries maybe. And that's what I'm going to manifest. So what are you going to manifest? So this self-discovery that we're working on, we must be brave. So we continue with our mantra. I am brave, I'm courageous, I'm safe. Brave, courageous, safe, strong, and I'm powerful. So that's very important. So as we move forward and we work on our spiritual gifts, let me remind you, there's different clairvoyant gifts. And some of us have multiple, some of us have extraordinary abilities, and we're going to open that up. We talked about yesterday the ball of light, and I shared with you how I bring it into my third eye, and that's an advanced way of doing it, something a little more advanced. I also work on grid work, and I work on light clearing. So I can go into a space remotely. I can see if I've been there already. Somehow my senses have memorized the room, and I bring light through the room. So I start in what it's like sweeping out the darkness, and I do that. I've done that in places of work, If they weren't doing well, I would clear the space. Now you can clear space with sage, but if there's something very dark there or environmentally experiences happened in the space, you must clear it. Sometimes realtors do this. If they can't sell a house, they get a clairvoyant, they get someone who does light work, light clearing, and they clear the house, the home. I've done that for clients, and I've shared with you that I've met some really scary entities, some dark demons that were in the footprint of the house. And it's important before you purchase a house to know exactly who was there before, what was existing on the property. And it's imperative because sometimes these entities don't want to leave. So just be aware of that. That's a little tidbit there. So clairvoyance is sight, intuitive sight, and you can sense and see spirits and entities. So I guess you consider me a clairvoyant. There's a lot of different words. I mean, it's a label. I'm just really a person. That's it. I'm just a being of light. And so a clairvoyant will see, maybe, they will sense in a home or in a location or around someone who's passed. Sometimes I sense or I know like a certain relative is within range of an individual. Like my daughter, I know her grandma Mancella is by her all the time, doesn't leave her. That's the way she was when she was alive. She never left my daughter ever, like mentally, I think, and wanted to spend time with her 24/7. She was a wonderful woman. And so then there's also, now, clairvoyance transcends time and space. So it's not really about when this happened or when it's going to happen. When you are a clairvoyant, it's right now. And that's why it's important, as I say, to put whatever you want right in this moment right now. So think of things right now. Let's let go of anything that's blocking what we want right now. Let's let go of that. That's an old thought. That's an old mindset, programming. You can have what you want right now. Everyone can have what they want. We don't have to compete with each other. It's like we can just join hands, hug each other, and say, let's all get everything we want. Let's be everything we want. Let's be fulfilled, our passions, our purpose. So claircognizance is sight and knowledge. So you are knowledgeable about people's past, present, and future. And you might get a vision about them as you tune into your abilities. And I say that you have a dial. If everything becomes overwhelming, you might be empathic. The more you open your heart, the more you will cry over a story. You might sometimes you'll see me get emotional if I'm bringing up something that touches my heart. And because I'm open, and that's a good place to be. And you might need that dial. So the dial would be 1 to 10. So 10 meaning that you're very tuned in, you're very open. And 1 is you might want to turn that down if everything's too overwhelming. And when we learn our clear senses, I say, you might feel like when you go out into a crowd that you're getting all of this information because you haven't quite figured out how to master it yet. So you might be getting the information and you might know how, you won't have any control over it. So you have to do things like imagine light around you or stay away from those that you feel give you a headache or a stomach ache, or you just feel, but you know what? That's actually validating because then you'll know that you're tuning in, you're very aware. If you can decipher that, it's all about deciphering. We're gonna continue every day, and you're gonna get more and more advanced information every day. I'm going to share with you. So as we practice, like I said, maybe you get someone's object and you practice that way. Everyone's going to have different gifts, but don't be alarmed if you feel like you're not getting anywhere, because you are. Just the fact that you're trying, all of a sudden it's gonna be like this, and you're gonna be there. You're gonna say, oh wow, I can do that already, like, or I didn't know. And you know, it might be that, like I said, you need to wrap light around you, or you might need to do the dial when you're in groups of people. But when we really want to do a full-blown reading on someone, you want to ask for permission. You just don't want to tune into someone. It's not correct. Like I say, we have to give permission, and that's a law of nature, law of the universe. We can't. No one can take from us unless we give permission, and our decisions are up to us. We don't have to say yes. We can say no. We can say no. You want to say no? Okay. So clear presence is that you sense the presence of spirits, of angels, of entities. Now, for me, we know that I've shared that I am aware of the angelic realm. I have angelic presence around me. I feel a wall of angels. We're all born with 2 guardian angels that are with us from birth. So angels are beings of light. They're here to protect us. They're here to guide us, and they're messengers. So if you would like to have some kind of divine presence, ask for it. Now, I know that I am, with many years of tuning in, I know that there are angels around me, and I see Archangel Michael, and I am aware of the divine. Now, the angels have come ahead of God because they are the warriors for God. They're here to protect us. They're here to take away evil. And in the spiritual realm, it's already happened. So it's manifesting itself physically. And we've said that the old world is leaving and the new world is coming. And that civilization, the matrix, is leaving. So let's know that together we are creating this light upon this earth, this circle of light. And I'm a constant here for you, 11 a.m., Monday through Friday, sharing love and light. If that's all you have a takeaway, is that I'm just here going blah, 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 you know that I'm here. If you don't feel good one day and you're like, oh, well, I know she'll be talking about something that's positive, that's me. That's here for you. Whatever it is, I'm here, and I'm a constant. So I'm a constant, you're a constant, the next person, and then before you know it, all the light and this solar flash that's coming, these solar flares that have been coming upon the earth from the sun, these electromagnetic radiation has been coming upon the earth, and it's been bringing more light. So this solar flash that's coming, we're preparing for it, because there's going to be little mild chaos, because everything's going to get shut down. This blinding light is going to affect all of our electronics. And what are people going to do? Are they going to panic? There's going to be panic. How can they panic? They're going to have to panic individually, because they're not going to be able to share that with anyone unless they see them face to face. So there's going to be a little bit mild chaos. And then you're going to have a choice. Do you want to move, stay in 3D, or do you want to, in this reality, be in 5D, the 5th dimension, heaven on earth? And it's all about light and fulfillment and our truest and best version of ourselves. And it's going to happen fast. And when it happens, you're going to see all of a sudden your gifts are going to come online. Your abilities are going to come online. It's not going to be a choice. There's no choice. It's already happened in the spiritual realm. So it's just a matter in the physical realm. Now, the last one is, 2 more. Clairsustenance, feeling vibrational. You'll be able to send and receive words, images, messages. So maybe you'll be able to send information telepathically to someone else. Maybe you won't have to even say it, and I believe that a lot of the artists in the world, artists are really tuned into emotionally. So for them, this will probably be an easier access. If you're a creative soul, if you haven't been in the linear as much, you're more performing arts, you're more a writer, maybe you're a musician. I'm sure that telepathy is going to be much more easier for them because they've already tuned into their emotions. They're writing it, they're expressing it. And again, speak up your voice, express your opinion, even if it's just on paper, if it's to somebody you feel that you can trust with your opinions. But eventually, we're all going to be speaking up. And that makes you a brave, courageous, powerful being of light. So, Claire, empathy, the last one, is basically about you're very, very much about feelings and emotions, and you absorb other people's feelings and emotions. And maybe you take them on. Someone who is very dramatic loves to have you around because they feel like you're a good listener and you absorb everything and you keep absorbing everything. And maybe you're a great friend, you're probably a great listener, but you must protect yourself. By doing this, you have to know that it's going to affect you. So you must release that emotion that you're gathering from someone else. You might also find that you are attracting a lot of very ego-driven individuals, beings, and they're maybe on the borderline narcissistic, if not narcissistic. In other words, it's all about them. They have big personalities, and you are like a little bit quiet and meek, and you're empathic, and you take it on, and they can kind of control you. So just be aware of that. And if that's happening for you, you have to be sure that you're imagining light around you. If you're empathic, when you go into crowds, or you're going to absorb everything. Now, it's a beautiful gift to be empathic because you have extrasensory. You're very, very extreme senses, and you are a very feeling person. And maybe you are in the arts. Maybe you're a writer or someone that expresses themselves. But just be aware that being empathic can also be a detriment to your expression, to your self. Like you might end up getting sick because you're taking on everyone's dark energies. So lower vibrational emotions like anger, sadness, fear, pain, all of that will hurt an empathic being, and a clear empathic being. And it's a beautiful gift when you come on the other side of it. So just be aware. That's all I'm saying. This is all about awareness and expanding our consciousness and expanding our brain and making more room. And so that being said, I'm going to do a visualization because we're almost out of time, because we're now hitting the hour mark every day, which I guess is where I'm going with this. I'm doing this for an hour every day, and I'm here for you. So here we are. We're gonna do a visualizations. Blessings. A visualization is mental imagery in the mind's eye, bringing you hope, prosperity, and goodness, and hopefully happiness. Blessings. Our intention today is for your brain and heart to join you through a stream of spinning light. So let's realize connecting your mind, body, spirit to divine light will shed darkness in yourself and unblock your true purpose and passions. Your streaming light visualization begins now. So please find a quiet space, sit or lay down comfortably, and we're going to let out any thoughts before this moment. And why are we doing a visualization? We're opening our mind. We're opening our mind's eye, our third eye chakra, and we're expanding, making room in our brain for all of the newfound light and prosperity and serenity that we're bringing into our being. So we're going to let go of anything before this moment, anything from the past, anything that we're thinking of the future, anything before this moment. We're in the now. So your streaming visualization begins now. So, quietly sitting in a space, we're letting go of any thoughts, and we're going to inhale and exhale 3 times together. And we're going to do that together on a 12 count. Okay? Okay, I hope that you've relaxed. And if you need to tense up your body and release, so we're scanning your body for stress from the top of your head to the tip of your toes. And so now that you're in this quiet space, I'd like you to imagine a stream of light. And this stream of light circles your whole body. And this beautiful stream of light is immediately a feeling of relief. And it's a band of light, an illuminating band of whitish yellow light. And it's circling your body. Now your spirit knows that this is good. You feel that it is good. It's positive for you. It's a foot wide and it's spinning, circling your body. It's glistening. It's vibrant. Its powerful sparks are touching your arms, your elbows, your hands. And this light spins clockwise 3 times around your body. It's a foot long and it's spinning around you. It's illuminating. Its sparks are touching you 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Now, honestly, you feel peaceful, pure, comfortable. The stream of stunning white color spins now counterclockwise. Again, its sparks of light are touching you. Your elbows, your arms, your hands. And it's moving clockwise 3 times. 1, 2, this band of light. 3. And you can feel this beautiful energy, and it's freeing you. All the toxic, negative places within your being are diminishing. And this band of light expands and moves closer and closer to you. And it brings excitement and hope to you. And you are engulfed by this spirit, this spiritual light, this beautiful band of white, yellowish light. It's no longer a fantasy. The dreams you wished for are here. They're here for you. And you're accepting this light. It offers you happiness and love. And this light is in every pore, in every cell, and every organ, flesh and bone within your being. Your spirit is awakened. Your brain and your heart join together and gain strength. The past is gone. You have power found from this light. Old thoughts and past mindsets are gone. And you surrender today. You surrender to this light, the truest version of you. It's a feeling of joy, peace, and grace. And you're going to stay in this moment of light within your being. You let out a sigh of relief. I will count backwards to 3 and you will open your eyes. 3, 2, 1. Well, I hope that broke through something, and I hope today our subjects of what are your needs, speaking up, evolve now before it's too late, have helped you gain some healing knowledge. And I'll be back again tomorrow, Friday, and we'll be talking about all the things we talk about, angels and intuitive abilities, and bringing you to your destiny and cracking open that beautiful glowing light in your heart. And so I'm wishing good things for you today on this Thursday, and I hope that you have a wonderful, beautiful day. And I'm here. So let's evolve together. Let's become the best versions of ourselves. Okay, well, I'm spinning light and you're making a wish and you're in the center of it. I want good things for you. I hope. Blessings for you. Hope. Okay, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Bye.